So I've got a little treat for you today with these colours. Let's see how it was created. So first of all, I just want to say happy Thanksgiving wherever you are in the world. And it's a wonderful feeling being part of this with these amazing artists. Go and check out their channels if you haven't already. And thank you so much to the wonderful Aishu for including me in this collaboration today. Right, so have a look at these colours. So today we've got a 10 by 10 inch canvas and all the colours are listed here for you to see as I go along and in the description below. So I can't resist this. It's a bit of a chocolate colour to me. And it was the burnt umber just on its own, mixed with a bit of Floetrol and Liquitex Gloss Medium and pouring medium. So I'm just using the palette knife now just to spread that chocolate colour across the canvas. Sorry, I'm going to have to refer to it as chocolate. I'm sure a lot of you will understand that. This is the part of the painting that I find really therapeutic, just using a palette knife or a hairdryer or even a larger palette knife, different, or even just tilting the canvas to make sure that the base layer, the pillow of the paint, is spread really nicely across the canvas. So as I do this now, you can see the consistency of the paint. It's fairly thin, but it's still sticking nicely to the canvas. It's not dripping off. And as I'm pushing the palette knife across the paint, you can see the different browns that are coming up. So at this point I find it quite important to make sure that all the sides are nicely covered, and the spin table helps really well because you can literally just move it around and see where you've missed and what you've got covered. So just popping any of the air bubbles now, quite a few in there today. I left the paints to stand, but I was quite excited to get started, so I could have left it for longer, definitely. Okay, so I'm just about now to pour my first colour, the beautiful copper. That sinks into that brown colour. Adding the gold now. I can begin to see how the paint's mixing and it's sitting really nicely, so it's not dissolving. Sometimes when you get to this stage you can see automatically if a paint's not going to mix. I've used all of these colours together before, so I do rely upon their consistency. If you put the mixes together the same, they tend to come out with a similar result. And also I do a drip test at the beginning just to make sure that all the paints are of the same consistency. It's okay to have the base paint very slightly thinner. It helps with flow, but if the paints on top are different consistencies, then you come into some trouble with that. So I've got the white in the middle there just to highlight, and I've got my trusty hairdryer and we're going for the blow. When you use the hairdryer a few times, it becomes second nature just to move it around and turn it upside down, whatever angle that you need. So you can see this is quite a small nozzle, and the smaller the nozzle, the more accuracy you can get with the direction of the paint that you want it to go in. So initially today, this painting didn't actually come into the idea of what I wanted completely until the end, and it often doesn't for me. I know the colours, I know the feel of it, but it's only through doing the process that I then come together and find what that meaning is and how it's connected. So I knew it was fall and it was warmth, and these colours just came to mind. So I've done the blowout already, and when I use the palette knife in this way, I'm just feeling my way around to think, oh, how can I connect this? How can I get that feeling of connection? And part of me was going to leave it here, and that was going to be it. But I decided to add a bit more copper and a little bit more Cajun red, a little bit more gold. And you probably noticed as well, I didn't add any more of the brown umber or the burnt umber at the beginning. around as you would normally in a normal Dutch pour or in a classical Dutch pour, because there was enough paint already on the canvas. The iridescent orange really brings something, it really does. I really want to try the Mango Piggies pigment, TLP pigment. I think it's going to have a similar result, but we'll see later on. So at this stage you can almost see where I was going with it. I thought, actually it's not quite there, let's give it a spin. Get rid of the air bubbles. And then I decided to do something very different, which some of you might think, oh my goodness, what have you done to the painting? And some of you might think, right, that's made it. So I'm getting all my paints out of the way and giving it a good spin. It does travel. As a lot of you know, if you've tried this, when you're on the spinner, you've got to literally cover everything else in the room if you want to use it again. I've got a couple of chairs that are quite new in the studio, or the paint shed as I now call it. So be sure to cover anything you don't want covered in paint when you're spinning. So here's the magic moment that I didn't know was a magic moment until the end. So as you can see, I'm using my palette knife now to use the titanium white and create form on the canvas. And I'm going to leave you for a moment now while I just do some tilting and start to create this form, this figure of the arms open, that feeling of togetherness. And I ended up feeling this was a real celebration piece and it fit for Thanksgiving, and I hope that you do too. I'd love to hear what you see in this painting, whether you see that or whether you get that sense too. So thank you once again to Aishu for including me in the collaboration today. It's been wonderful celebrating with these lovely artists and friends. I'm the tail end today of the collaboration, so all of the different links are in the playlist in the description below, so please do go back and have a look at all the different creations today. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful celebration whatever you're doing, and I hope to see you again very soon. In a moment you'll see the dried result coming up. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful celebration, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye now.